Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for joining us today for this momentous event, actually. We are now standing in what was once a printing bay of the Lexington Herald Leader and will someday be the aviation lab and electrical lab of a future forward career and technical education campus for the Fayette County Public Schools. I'd like to welcome Governor Andy Beshear, as well as Special Advisor to the Governor, Rick Atkins, Lexington Fayette County Mayor Linda Gorton, Fayette County Board of Education Vice Chair Amy Green, Fayette County Board of Education Member Christy Morris, and Member Tom Jones. Betsy Dexter, Executive Director of Business Education and Network for Commerce Lexington, as well as Ray Daniel for 2021 Commerce Lexington Board Chair, President of Equity Solutions Group, and former Fayette County Board of Education Chair. We also have joining us today our Chief Operations Officer for the Fayette County Public Schools, Myron Thompson, as well as Director of School Improvement, Carl Hayden, and our Career Technical Education Principals and members of our Career Technical Education teams and Grants, Research, Accountability, and Data Office. So let's first begin by talking a little bit about the importance of career and technical education, commonly known as CTE. CTE is an essential component to the excellent student opportunities provided here in our school district to all of our students. It makes up this education makes relevant and prepares our students for college, career, and success in a global society by linking what they're learning by the needs of our employers and our businesses and industry. In Fayette County, we recognize that this sort of program prepares our students for future that requires us to abandon the stereotypes that suggest our students are only destined for either college or career. In fact, every graduate is ultimately headed for a career, and careers could include engineering, medicine, teaching, and those are all careers including advanced manufacturing, construction, and computer science. And our students here in Fayette County have multiple options to choose from. And whether they start those careers immediately following high school, where they will receive many industry certification, or they go on to college to advance them further, is something we're very proud of offering here in Fayette County. And CTE brings academic learning to life by exposing students to potential occupations of post-secondary education choices, while developing technical skills, academic skills, and employability skills. And students in CTE pathways masters workplace components in a real-world applied context. And so this particular project, we're extremely proud of because currently we serve roughly around 2,000 students, including students from Jessamine, Scott, and Woodford counties in our current 3 technical programs, which includes our East Side and South Side technical programs, as well as our Locust Trace Agri-Science Center. This project in particular will increase the number of students who attend the Career Technical Education centers, and for more than 4 decades, students have had the choice of programs that have been offered in different locations. And what this will do is take us away from some of those programs that were landlocked and unavailable to expand, and put us in this facility that will be modernized, that will include classrooms and lab equipment. Wholesale renovation of the East Side and South Side buildings have been priorities for the district facilities plan, with a total price tag of $23 million, nearly a decade. As the district was scouting for possible solutions to expand those programs and to bring them together, there's a lot of synergy around how we could merge these two and ultimately consolidate both East Side and South Side technical centers. And that has been a priority in our facilities plan for some while. And so it ultimately came to that if we could purchase this building and move forward, we could have a state-of-the-art facility and equipment for students to meet current workforce demands and flexibility to meet future needs in our high-growth industry sectors. So we're very excited about the opportunity to actually start these programs here, consolidate the programs we currently have, and expand them to have more opportunities for our students to come together and have opportunities for 21st century learning experiences through career technical education. So at this time, I would like to introduce our Governor, Andy Beshear.
Well, good afternoon. This has been a great day to be in Lexington and Fayette County. I got to start my day at God's Pantry, looking at their next step in ensuring that everyone in this community and into Eastern Kentucky has enough food to eat, living out our values and living out our faith. And then I got to go over to Carnegie Woodson, where I believe we now have the first agri-tech container farm in the country in an urban setting, right here in Lexington, Kentucky. And I can't think of a better place to end up the day in Lexington than with Fayette County Public Schools, a group that I owe a lot to, being a graduate of Fayette County Public Schools and being so proud of the courage that the board, the superintendent, and everybody else has shown to do the right things during COVID. I know it's not easy, but there was never a moment that I doubted that this school system wouldn't make the right decision to protect its students, to protect its parents, and I am very, very proud of the decisions that you've made and seeing all the things you're doing to keep everybody safe. I just couldn't be more grateful. A couple weeks ago, we made an exciting announcement that advances a couple of our top priorities: boosting education and continuing the amazing, transformational economic resurgence that we are in the midst of. As part of our Better Kentucky plan, we are sending $75 million to school districts around the state to fund renovation at local area vocational education centers. These were dollars that were appropriated in the last budget to truly help lift up our workforce and ensure that we are competitive and that we can grasp this amazing moment that we're living through. In Fayette County, I'm happy to announce or re-announce that this award for $10 million to boost career and technical education. It's not every day you get to show up with $10 million. It feels pretty good. This funding can be used to cover costs of renovation, upgrades, expansion, repairs, or replacing building or structures. And right here in Fayette County, it's going to help you consolidate career and technical education offerings currently at Eastside Technical Center and Southside Technical Center into a single site as you convert the former Harold Leader building that we are standing in. Now, I've walked in these doors before, typically walking in for an ed board interview. I got it right most of the time. But I know with this renovation that you are going to get it right for your students every time. Every student that comes through here with the economy that we are seeing is going to have an opportunity for a good paying job that they can raise a family on immediately upon graduation. I can't stress this enough. These programs are essential. They provide high quality education and hands-on experience for our students. They provide growth opportunities for our workers and a skilled workforce whereby we as a Commonwealth can meet our future, because I'm telling you, our future is now. These facilities and programs are how we provide real opportunities to everyone in our communities, continue our economic momentum, and ensure that no one is left behind. It's how we meet people where they are, at whichever age they come. If that's going right into the workforce, then good. Let's make sure they have the skills. If that's continuing their education, that's good. Let's provide those opportunities, and then let's never create a ceiling whereby someone can't go from one path to another path to another path to ultimately reach their dreams. Well, it's a dangerous time with this pandemic, and it is. We're seeing heartbreaking numbers of deaths. Our hospitals, including here in Lexington, are overflowing. We now hear about a rationing of antibiotics, but we're not even going to be able to give everybody that needs it the very best treatment. It is a tough time. But it's also a time of amazing opportunity. Now, I talk about living through two historic moments, and we are. And one's of grief and of tragedy that we've banded together, and we're going to make it through. But the other is a transformational moment right here, right now, or 30 years from now. We're going to be something totally different. And we're going to be able to look back and know exactly when it happened. When we became a leader, when we went out and created the jobs of the future and didn't chase the jobs of the past, but we embraced everything that we wanted to be, and hopefully we lived up to this moment in the right way. You know, already this year, we are outpacing last year in terms of economic development, 6,600 new jobs, $2.8 billion in new investment. We will more than double that by the end of the year. And I think we are likely to have the greatest year of economic development, of new job announcements, of more companies and dollars coming here than ever before. And what that means is this creates the greatest opportunity moving forward that we certainly ever seen in our lifetime. And if that's the case, we got to get it right. If this is the moment where we can build the better world for our kids and grandkids, the better Commonwealth, more opportunities, we've got to get it right. We got to make sure that no one is left out. And we got to make sure that we don't fumble an incredible opportunity that can take this state in a special place that we all hope for. The Kentucky School Facilities Construction Commission Board approved these funds in a tough selection process. You know, as governor, you like to think you're giving money, but it's not true. This is money that Fayette County has earned. It's having the right plan. It's having the right approach. It's having the right programs that have been proven and the right leadership from the superintendent spot down to our principals and, oh my goodness, the amazing educators throughout our buildings. Let me make sure I say thank you to every single educator across Kentucky and including in Fayette County. The last 2 years, we've asked you to do so many different things, to adjust on a dime, to remote learning, to be able to work with extra time, to provide a better remote learning product, to be able to bring people back in the schools and being in charge of people's health more than ever before. And you know what? Our teachers have risen to the occasion. So I'll tell you, I was really proud to be able to prioritize our educators, everyone in our school buildings when it came to vaccinations. That is such an essential occupation and profession. And I want you to know that you will always be valued in this state and by this administration. Again, this is part of a bipartisan agreement with legislators. Yes, that does happen from time to time, whereby we're going to create 14,500 jobs through water and sewer projects, through broadband, and through true investment in the actual building blocks of our education system. It ought to tell us where we should go. And none of the issues that matter are red and blue. None of them are Democrat or Republican. They're all just good for our people, good for our families, and most of the time they come down to right versus wrong. The plan we came to allocated more than $750 million from the American Rescue Plan Act funds to build schools, expand access to broadband, and deliver clean drinking water to people. All those things. Again, not red or blue, just the right things to do for our family. So this funding will ensure that Kentucky students and workers have access to state-of-the-art facilities. When this is created, it is going to be the most technologically advanced state-of-the-art facility, in part because the newest, but I know this investment is being made the right way. It's going to give our students, Fayette County students, students across Kentucky, the best shot to succeed and a competitive advantage. If there's anything you want to create as governor, it's competitive advantage against other states. This is an education-first administration, and we are always going to continue to invest in you because we know that by investing in you, we're investing in our kids. I have 2 children, both in public school right now. A 12-year-old son named Will and an 11-year-old daughter named Lila. And whether it's my strong stance on universal masking in all schools, public and private, that we must have to keep kids safe, or the fact that we have to continue to invest, that our kids have to have the best technology, the best educators, that our teachers and everybody else in the buildings deserve the type of compensation and benefits that will attract others to this field, is something I'm always going to believe in. So I couldn't be happier to be here today with one of the biggest checks I've been able to present as governor, So Superintendent and anybody else you'd like to have up here, I'd like to present this check for $10 million. Yes, come on in, man. There you go.
Well, should Myron Thompson be in this case?
Say it first, man. Never doubt it. Go and do the right thing for a second. All right. Take that to the back quickly. Before I introduce our mayor, I do want to say congratulations to Superintendent Liggins, to the board, and to the rest. You know, when I think about the board's decision in hiring a superintendent, normally it's a difficult decision. But in the midst of a pandemic, it means that much more. It puts such faith in the individual that's going to help lead you through, because the issues are even more important than on given days. So Superintendent, I know what it's like to come into office or a position with a pandemic. I know that you will provide incredible leadership, and I know that you've got a board and an administration that has already performed so admirably throughout this. So next, I get to introduce another leader who has performed admirably during COVID, that has had the courage and the strength to do what's right, to make the tough calls, to not back down. You know, Lexington and Fayette County has been hit hard, like many other places. And it's taken the right type of moral leadership, but also empathy. Letting people know that we're all hurting together. That's helped get us to this point. So let me introduce you to your mayor, Linda Gorton.
Thank you so much, Governor Beshear. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
It is afternoon, right? Dr. Liggins, you really are still in your first few months of leadership here. It just seems like a year, right? As our superintendent, and you are off to a wonderful start. And today's announcement is so important to Fayette County and the region. And I want to thank Governor Beshear from the bottom of my heart for believing in and supporting Fayette County. It's so important to all of us. So, like the governor, I've been in this building many times. I've never seen it quite like this. You know, looks real different, but it's fun to think of the creative approaches that can be had to make this into its new facility. It has a past that's so important to our community. It's the former home of our newspaper, the Lexington Herald Leader. Some of us remember when there were two papers, the Herald and the Leader. And the newspaper has always played a vital role in just about everything that went on in Fayette County. So now this building has a really important future as the center of workforce training. The education that will take place here will help our young people, our future, prepare for the workplace and move into good paying jobs. It also will dovetail naturally into the work the city is doing to improve workforce training throughout our community with our Work Lexington new Workforce Resource Center. So today's announcement, which is super exciting, and we're glad the $10 million is coming here, Governor, yes. And it's a real win for our young people, a real win for their futures and for our city for our economic development, for our downtown. You know, you can just name off all the ways it's a real win for all of us. So again, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Great job, Dr. Liggins. And it's nice to have some money to work with, isn't it? So now it's my great pleasure to introduce Ray Daniels. And I would suspect all of you here know Ray. Ray has been a wonderful businessman. He has served on the Fayette County Board of Education board, and he is chair of Commerce Lexington. I mean, he's a multifaceted guy, so I welcome him to the podium. Thank you.
Workforce. I'll just start with that. First, I want to thank the governor. I want to thank the mayor, superintendent. Thank you. I want to thank the board, Amy, Christy, and Tom, along with the superintendent. I heard the governor say the word transformational. I heard the mayor say the center of it all. Those are lofty words, lofty goals, but we have a chance to do something special here, something that, quite frankly, can be the best CTE center in the South if we do it and execute it well and bring in all the partners that we need to bring in. So I'm going to read a couple of words that Bob Quick wanted me to share with everyone. The COVID-19 pandemic has caused a major disruption, of course, in our workforce, leaving thousands of vacant positions and openings across central Kentucky. We already faced a workforce challenge, as you guys know, before the pandemic. But this pandemic has kind of accelerated our challenges. And we just can't keep doing the same things that we've always done. It will take a lot of innovation, a lot of collaboration, and a lot of resources to provoke or to kind of create the positive change that we need. Kudos to the Fayette County Public Schools staff, board, superintendent, to be able to see and be visionaries of what's needed. And I want to thank the previous board too, as well, for being able to see the vision of purchasing this property. And then I want to thank Myron for going after it like he always does, and executing. The valuable investment in our school district allows us to reimagine a state-of-the-art technology center that can help students connect what they're learning in the classroom with real-world applications. This center will provide students with a new kind of educational experience, one that will truly help them thrive in today's economy. Not only is this a game changer for Fayette County Public Schools, but it will be an important business recruitment tool for Commerce Lexington and the city. Companies will be able to see firsthand that we have raised the bar in our efforts to provide better skills and career readiness. On behalf of the business community, we all at Commerce Lexington look forward to partnering with Fayette County Public Schools on this initiative to widen access and opportunity to all of our students, better preparing them for the future, thus creating a greater economic impact to the community. Thank you. And I guess I'll turn it back over to the superintendent.
Thank you very, very much. And Governor, you mentioned that we got to get it right, and I will tell you that is our plan to do so. So definitely appreciate the check, and I will tell you it will be put to great use. And Mayor, you mentioned, I'm in my first few weeks or months. I'm on day 51 today, actually, and I will tell you each day I am impressed with the partnerships that exist in our community, how people come together for the sake of our students and our future. And so it is so honorable to be able to have the opportunity to represent this great organization that's a small piece of a much larger puzzle. And it really encompasses the old African saying about it takes a village. Fayette County and Lexington get that. And And it makes a huge difference in the quality of education that we provide for our students. And so thank you also, Mr. Daniels, for your leadership and our business partnerships and all that it takes to bring us together. And so really looking forward to what's to come and really excited to be a part of it. So at this time, I will open the floor for questions, and these folks are also available, I'm assuming, to answer questions as well.
Superintendent, what makes this space like particularly good for this initiative?
What makes this space particularly good for this particular purpose? Well, first of all, it has over 160,000 square feet. So it allows for us to do a lot more than we currently can do in our current facilities. It allows us, it doesn't limit the creativity that we can do. There's so many career and technical education pathways and programs that require large equipment and massive pieces of furniture or equipment in general. And this space allows us to bring those in. This space does not limit what we will need for our students to learn. It really puts us in a position, like Mr. Daniels said, to not only be one of the best CTE centers in the Commonwealth and even in the South. I venture that we will really have a goal to be the #1 CTE center in these great United States of America. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Michelle Roush. I teach the media broadcasting at Eastside. One of my students, Amaya Young, is here, so a future, hopefully, in this building. I was very pleased to hear about the collaboration with the City Commerce Lexington. Could you talk more about building those partnerships? And hopefully, right, it's something we as teachers do individually, but it sounds like expanding this to a much greater opportunity.
Michelle, great to see you.
Good to see you.
I'll say a quick word, and then I know Ray will have something. But so I say this over and over. One of the things we learned big time in the pandemic is we can't do anything without partnerships. It is no longer an option, right? We are all there. We all understand how we're better together. I think I've heard you say that, Governor. We're better together. That's right. And so we have tried in every aspect of what we're doing in government to look at who our partners could be, whether it's economic development, whether it's partnering with the schools. Dr. Liggins came when we had our healthcare stakeholders press conference when things were getting so bad. And we realize how important everybody is to the puzzle. You know, the pieces of the puzzle aren't just the business community, the city, the state, the school system. It's all of us. And so that's how we're making all of this work. And with our Work Lexington, which is now in its pilot phase at the Charles Young Center, we have pulled together lots of community partners for workforce resources. And this fits right into this. So it's all, I think it's a perspective and a way of thinking about whether we're government or private, how we become a better community. That's what it's about, and how we help our people become better. So I think we're going on.
Real briefly, add to what the mayor said. So one of the things I think the governor said was access. And the mayor talked about resources, and so the business community is talking about services and resources and access. And to be able to house that all in one building, you create the access. If folks have a chance to, this building I envision, and we're still putting all the parts together. It's good to have everybody at the table, but we envision using this building almost 24 hours a day. Be able to have the ability to train parents. We haven't even talked about parents, but we talked about workforce with kids, but be able to reskill parents in the same facility that their kids are getting skilled up is pretty unique, pretty consequential. The ability to provide services such as babysitting when parents are coming to fill out applications and other things. So we envision having a lot of services in this one building, this huge resource, and also to be able to have it be used outside of normal school hours and be used by the community partners. So that part is still coming together and trying to figure out how we all work those parts. And that will not only include the city and the business community, Fayette County Schools, will probably include University of Kentucky, BCTC, and other partners. So there's a lot of partners that will be at the table, but the excitement is all about all of them being able to collaborate here. And when you have a collaboration all under one roof, limitless amount of ideas and thoughts will come out of it. So.
Thank you. Yes, there's no short of ideas of what the space can be used for. And so we're really looking forward to making sure it impacts the entire community. Any other questions? Well, I would be remiss in closing if I did not mention that this was also part of the vision of the late previous Superintendent Manny Kalk, and so I wanted to make sure that he was recognized today as well. Thank you all so much for being here and enjoy the remainder of your day.